Hey, welcome back to Spray Over Homestead. I'm Kanan, and today I'm going to show you how to replace or kind of fix a composite handled axe where the head has come off. All right, now in order to do this, one thing we're going to do is obviously have both pieces. You've got a composite handle, you have the axe head itself. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue this back together using an epoxy kit. I've already taken some rough sandpaper like 80 grit. I've gone around the composite edge here so that it fits nice and smooth in here. Back to where it should be. Now I need to clean all of this with alcohol. I prefer 70% isopropyl alcohol. And then I'm going to go ahead and wear just some simple disposable nitrile gloves. Keep my hands protected because alcohol will absorb into your skin, and I don't want the two-part epoxy on my skin or anything else. All right, now the kit I'm going to go ahead and use, I will have a link in the description of what we have, but it's basically a striking tool two-part epoxy. It comes in a small kit. Inside here, you have a mixing tool. You have part A and part B of the epoxy, which is the two-part. Now you're going to mix these equally, one part of this, one part of that, into a mixing cup. You've got some kind of filler here that goes around the edge to make sure that the epoxy doesn't run out. And you also have some instructions. Now with this one, there's a little bit of difference. They show you in the instructions that the top of the handle is missing. So you actually put the handle in the base. After you've cleaned it, there is no top on, and you pour everything from the top. Now with mine, you can see that it's not all the way through. There's still a plastic cap in there that is formed in. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that, fill the epoxy from the bottom side, put the handle in, and then I'm going to turn it upside down to basically store it like this with gravity forcing the handle down in, and then I'm going to go ahead and leave that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and clean everything up here. Just use some of my alcohol that I have available. Just go ahead and gets all the dirt off. Now for this, I'm going to go ahead and start mixing my epoxy because it needs to mix up and kind of give it a little time to cure. Now I'm already doing some composite work here for our other channel, so if you ever have a question on this, this is just a standard mixing cup. You can buy them on Amazon, that's where I did. And I'm going to mix this as two parts of the epoxy. So these have graduated pieces on here. I'm probably going to fill up this one to about the 1 line and then do the next one to the 2 line and then stir it up and mix it up. Okay, so there's 1/2 ounce of the single part itself. This is tool part A. Now we're going to put in 1/2 ounce of tool part B. Once you got both of those in there, just go ahead and use your little stir stick and you're going to mix them up until they are well mixed together. Now you can see on my part B, I'll show you the color of it. It's kind of a golden brown. And I don't know if that's due to a little bit of age because this is an older kit or not. But you can see as they start to react, you get kind of a milky color. And I'll tell you, after doing a lot of carbon fiber lately on our other channel, having a milky color is a good thing. All right, so there you go. You can kind of see it's a little bit runny because part A is a little bit runny and part B mixes well. The color is well mixed. I'll kind of show you here. You can see the color down in there. There's no splotches, I guess you'd say. It's all mixed evenly. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fill in the axe head. So with this, just going to pour it in, and since the handle sits down in there, I expect it to kind of ooze out a little bit. As I put the handle in, it'll kind of push extra out, which is okay. This application, I'm not exactly worried about vanity. I want it to work well rather than look pretty. I'm only splitting wood with this axe, so it's all right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pour all this in. All right, so now you can kind of see the epoxy is sitting down in the two-part mix. I've also taken my my stopper, my clay, or you want to call it, and put it on the bottom around the edge. That way, before I put the resin in, you can go ahead and seal up and make sure that resin doesn't pour out the bottom if there are any holes. Now with this filled, all I need to do is basically take the handle. I'm just going to put it down in there. And as I fit it down in, I can expect that it's going to push out some epoxy. So there you go. Epoxy's coming out. Now as it runs down in there, I'll just kind of show you. You can see it's kind of running down the side. For me, that is a-okay. Like I said, I'm not too worried about the vanity piece of it. I want it to be fixed and durable. And it's okay that it's running down the bottom. I'll just wipe away the extra, no big deal. Now I'm going to let this sit for 24 hours so that the resin can cure, and then I'll show you the finished results tomorrow. Okay, so here's a little up close of the next day after it has cured. You can see the handle is all the way down to the base. You can see I have just kind of braced it so it stood vertically. If I give you a little stand back here, everything's vertical, and the epoxy turns clear. After it's two-part mixed and it's cured out, it'll turn clear. So on the bottom, you can see down here that I put in that little bit of, I'm going to say it's Play-Doh, but it's really kind of a clay material. And that's just to help prevent the resin from coming out the bottom. Okay, so here's a look at the top. You can just see the clay material there. And it does have some resin on it, so it's kind of a orange-yellow color. And this, again, you can, once it's hardened, you can take it. You could take a regular blade, scrape it off if it bothers you. If not, just go ahead and use it. It will just wear itself off as it splits through the wood. But that's how you fix a axe and get it with a composite handle. It's hard to find ones with wood handles anymore, but a composite, if it ever comes off, that's how you're going to do it. Now you can just go ahead and clean it up if it bothers you. Otherwise, take it out and start splitting some wood. Stay warm this winter. Okay, so that's it from here at Spray River Homestead. Very easy fix, really. Two-part epoxy. Now, everything I used in here, I'll put the epoxy kit down there, the mixing cup I used, which is part of a big kit, but you can buy them pretty small quantity of them. Gloves I used, the stir stick comes with it, so you're pretty good. And then, of course, you buy your handle and your axe, other pieces there. Now, you can always go ahead and buy a handle separately. You can buy an axe head separately and make one if you want to, but this is more of a repair. So if you guys have any questions, check down below in the comments. There's probably going to be some questions. Anything I've used, I'll go ahead and throw links to. I think I got everything from Amazon there, so you can at least see what it is. If you don't buy from Amazon, you'll at least get an idea of what I've used. Otherwise, thanks for stopping by. Quick fix, and I'm going to get out there and start splitting some wood. We'll see you next time. Happy homesteading.